I bought a Christmas tree. I just really wanted to get myself in the mood, okay? I actually am in the mood for Christmas this year. It's the actual plant. Like on the little piece of paper, it said that I don't really have to water it. And I'm really, really bad with plants. I used to have a cactus and it died, I think 3 months in. A cactus died 3 months in. So I'm loving it and it's the first day of winter. And I'm super excited. But anyways, welcome back to another video, my friends. My name is Daria. I am a self-taught graphic designer, illustrator, and content creator. And today, on the topic of the first day of winter, I wanted to discuss this very interesting thing that's going around social media called the winter arc. I think you may have heard of it. It happens in the space of fitness and like healthy lifestyle and whatnot. But I feel like because all of those like lifestyle and wellness and fitness influencers are just everywhere, and if they're not in your feed, I'm jealous of you. But this challenge, the winter arc, has been everywhere, and it made me think, have you noticed how all of those challenges are all kind of related to bettering yourself from health and wellness perspective? And don't get me wrong, I get why that happens. No matter who you are, whatever it is that you're doing, fitness is kind of an universal thing, so it's easier to make it a trend. But I thought, why we don't do these sorts of trends and these sorts of challenges in other spaces, say in the creative space. We do brand tobers and like food tobers and like taking upon a design challenge of designing something every single day, like a post tober, like posters. Other than that, I don't think we really do anything. Why not adapt a friendly version of the winter arc into the creative space? So more about the winter arc. This challenge motivates you to start bettering yourself, physical and mental health, before the start of 2025, which actually is a great thing because I feel like we've had this mentality of like, okay, I'm gonna start fresh from January. It's gonna be a different me. We take upon tons of new responsibilities, tons of new goals, and then we just burn out 2 weeks in, give up, and wait for January 2026. So I feel like this mentality of starting now is actually a great mentality and I'm loving it. I definitely need a push in terms of my creative career. Today we're just gonna discuss in what ways we could implement the elements of winter arc into the creative industry and how that can work and motivate us to become better creators and graphic designers. The traditional winter arc is kind of broken down into 3 categories: the physical, the mental, and the lifestyle. In the creative world, these 3 kind of categories are not really working, especially the physical and the mental one. So I decided to adapt them. Our physical dimension in the creative world is gonna be the professional dimension. The mental one is gonna go into the creative one. And then I decided to keep the lifestyle one because I feel like adapting good lifestyle habits as a creator is really gonna help you with your career. All of that being said, let's just get into each of the categories and discuss how it can work. Before hopping upon the challenge, I strongly advise you to set clear and focused goals for yourself. If you take upon every single challenge, completely drastically change your lifestyle, you won't be able to stick to it. I get it, the challenge is the challenge. It's supposed to be challenging. If it's unrealistically overwhelming, if you hate it, there's no point. We don't want to completely empty our creative tanks. We want to keep going, but challenging ourselves in fun, creative ways is also cool. So set your goals and priorities straight. Like, what is it that you want to do? Then move on, hop on the challenge. Starting with the professional one, these would include the work on your creative portfolio, basically professional identity as a graphic designer. I've noticed that a lot of designers do those New Year resolutions videos. My goals for the next year as a graphic designer. So many people are talking about working on their portfolios, and I feel like this winter arc is a chance for us to start earlier. By the way, I don't have a portfolio and I'm starting to work towards it, and I feel like the winter arc is the perfect opportunity opportunity for me to take this step by step. If you don't have a portfolio during the winter arc, you can start researching the projects that you want to include in your portfolio. Say, for example, you want to work in a branding agency in the food industry, like you want to be a food packaging graphic designer. Probably you should include a lot of work related to food design, food packaging into your portfolio. So get an inspiration from Pinterest in terms of what is out there in that niche, going to the grocery store and looking at all of those packaging designs, taking little steps towards the bigger goal. And then if you already have the portfolio, good for you. Maybe working on updating. You've already evolved so much as a graphic designer, and it's probably worth looking at your portfolio and kind of maybe adding some new works and deleting the ones that are not relevant. I would say another huge thing in the professional terms is working on your social media presence. Personally, I don't enjoy the way social media affects me, and that's my thing, okay? I'm not trying to advocate for anything here. It's just my thing. But at the same time, I realize that social media plays such a huge part in our careers as creators and graphic designers. It gives so many opportunities to just get yourself out there. I don't have a digital website, I don't have anything like professional, but my Instagram account, that gives me a chance to kind of present myself as a creator and graphic designer without the portfolio. So it's kind of a little substitute. I'm not saying that you should be creating content like reels and whatnot. Like, just put your work out there, your posters, your branding designs, and luckily will even get you clients in the long term. And the last thing in the professional terms, which I feel like goes out of the ones that we already talked about, are the internship and job applications. This is a very daunting and very long and annoying process, and I feel like if you start a little bit earlier, especially before the new year, February, March is when people tend to apply for jobs, maybe researching what is it that employers are looking for in their employees, working on your social media presence and your portfolio. The competition is just crazy, okay, especially for the jobs. So I feel like if you give yourself an early start in your job applications, if that is what you're looking for, it's definitely gonna give you competitive advantage in the new year. On to the creative category. I feel like this relates to you developing your skills and your creative outlook. Getting yourself out of your comfort zone is actually a great challenge in terms of evolving your style, experimenting with new mediums. If you've been creating just in Adobe Photoshop or just in Adobe Illustrator, do the actual art, handcrafting, hobbies, painting, sculpture, pottery and whatnot. I feel like creativity, something that has to be nurtured. We are all born creative. It's just that some people choose to be creative a little bit more than others. So practicing different creative hobbies, just having fun with it. In comparison to the professional dimension, the creative one is something that is gonna get you through the challenge in the long term because it's so enjoyable. But being more specific, I would say work on some self-initiated projects, which you could also put in your professional portfolio in the future, kind of showing that, okay, I'm ready to experiment, I'm ready to take upon a challenge. Passion projects, it's something that you passionate about. Maybe just be more experimentative with it. Create posters using different typography. I'm really struggling with that. I tend to stick to a particular type and use it in every single one of my posters. Learning how to operate different types is such a great skill. Through these creative self-initiated projects, trying out new things you've never tried before and getting out of your comfort zone is gonna really improve your creative skills. Okay, and the final one, the lifestyle category. I feel like it's so underrated. When you have your life aspects more or less sorted out, say your sleep schedule is good, your time management is top level, you have more time, you have more energy, you have better mood to be a better graphic designer. I feel like there is the stigma about the creatives that they're these like very loose, all over the place sort of characters. They are just like very sporadic. But oh my god, if you look into the creators like Instagram pages, you can often find so many videos about productivity, about time management. The successful professional creative people are crazy about their time management and productivity, especially our freelance friends. They have so much stuff to manage. Motivating yourself to better your time management skills right now is going to give you such a huge boost for the new years. When you enter the new year with already some sort of a plan, some sort of a structure, empties so much mental space for other things. The support system within exercise and good nutrition and just having your physical health and mental health together, the less stuff there is to worry about in your day-to-day life, the more time and the more energy you have to spend on annoying clients or annoying YouTube video that you have to make. The lifestyle dimension really includes the social life, like the social aspect of it is so important for us as creatives, and this is probably my most challenging aspect of it all, and I'm talking about networking, because the creative industry is so interconnected. Making a good impression on people, going to conferences, events, you can meet creative people during like pottery workshops or like painting classes. There's so many opportunities, you just have to take them. And for me personally, it's a huge step out of my comfort zone, and it's probably what I'm definitely going to be working on. And if you find it challenging too, I completely understand it. I completely relate to that feeling. It's terrifying, but I feel like if we challenge ourselves here, it's such a confidence boost. When you meet these new people and make these connections, I feel like you become a more confident person. So it's net positive. I feel like the overarching idea here within all of the dimensions I've talked about is getting out of your comfort zone in a way that's not unrealistic. If it's too unrealistic, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna stick to it. It should be challenging, it should be a little bit uncomfortable, but if you make it a little bit more enjoyable, especially through the creative aspect of it, working on the things that you love but pushing yourself forward, trust me, you're gonna see the results. It's, as I already said, it's a net positive. Let me know in the comments down below or text me on Instagram at maybe Daria if you're gonna take upon the Winter Arc Challenge as a creator. I am definitely gonna be working towards my portfolio. Really looking forward to 2025, and I hope it's gonna be a smooth transition, not something that we are used to. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, and I hope you're excited too. Just remember to stay mindful, remember to set realistic goals, and just stay consistent. And that's it for today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Happy winter! Bye!